What a match we just witnessed! Arsenal versus Newcastle ended in a thrilling 3-2 victory, and it's safe to say fans are buzzing from all corners of the internet. From jaw-dropping goals to head-scratching own goals, this one had everything: drama, brilliance, and chaos, all wrapped in 90 minutes of footballing madness. But what really stole the show? The fans have a lot to say, and some of their reactions might surprise you. If you're loving these match breakdowns through the eyes of the fans, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your own thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's dive into what everyone's saying. Let's kick things off with what seems to be the biggest talking point: Max Dowman. At just 15 years old, this young gun has everyone talking. Many are calling him the future of Arsenal, with some even saying he gives off 17-year-old Messi vibes. Words like special, fearless, and Ballon d'Or potential were thrown around. People love his confidence, his runs, and the sheer impact he had on the game, especially for someone his age. But while Dowman lit up the pitch, another name kept popping up with praise: Merino. That goal? Smooth, classy, effortless. A lot of fans gave him his flowers, calling him a gem and pointing out that he has a real eye for the net. Others admired the setup, especially the role Kai Havertz played in the build-up. It was one of those plays that looked straight out of a training ground routine: clean, efficient, and lethal. And speaking of lethal, Alex Murphy. That finish left people stunned. Some called it a screamer. Others joked that he had a bet riding on it. Whatever the case, his contribution didn't go unnoticed. A few even said, "You can't lie. That was a rocket." Now, let's talk about that infamous own goal. Yes, you heard right. Arsenal might have walked away with 3 goals, but not all came from their players. The own goal became a meme in the comment section. Some fans were in stitches, calling it a bizarre finish, and joking it was better than most intentional goals. Others even accused the player of betting on the outcome. It was that unbelievable. Still, own goals are part of the game, and sometimes they're just beautiful accidents. Victor Gyökeres, Arsenal's big new signing, also drew a lot of attention. Some hailed him as the best striker in Europe, already welcoming him with open arms, but not everyone was convinced. A few doubters think he might struggle in the Premier League, while others were disappointed he didn't take the penalty. A recurring sentiment was, he should be Arsenal's marked penalty taker. Odegaard, who stepped up for the penalty, received mixed reactions. While some trust him, others questioned whether he's the right choice from the spot. With so much firepower now in the squad, fans are eager to see who nails down that responsibility. Looking at the team performance, Arsenal were described by many as looking complete, and some fans even hinted that this could be the start of a legacy. Optimism is high, with people saying it's going to be a beautiful season and that this squad has real potential, especially with names like Saka, Rice, Havertz, and the exciting Ethan Nwaneri also being mentioned in potential starting 11s. But not all feedback was glowing. A segment of the audience remained skeptical. Some said Arsenal only won because of an own goal and a soft penalty. Others questioned David Raya's goalkeeping, calling it suspect and suggesting he better get it together before the season starts. And of course, some folks couldn't resist poking fun at Arteta, with one person joking he's probably printing out another certificate of achievement for the office. From the Newcastle side, there was clear frustration. Fans lamented the absence of Alexander Isak and criticized the overall lack of reinforcements. A few felt that despite new ownership, the Magpies aren't progressing as expected. Some even pointed fingers at individual players, calling out poor defending and decision-making. And then there's Murphy, whose goal stirred just as much buzz. While many praised the strike, others raised eyebrows, questioning whether he was offside or even hinting at cheeky intentions. But above all, fans agree, Murphy made his mark. The referee didn't escape the spotlight either. The penalty decision drew heavy debate. Some said it was never a pen, calling it soft or even a dive. And with no VAR in this friendly, the calls added another layer of controversy. Some fans even joked, the season hasn't started and refs are already ruining games. There were also remarks on the atmosphere. The empty stadium and quiet crowd had people wondering why this match wasn't played somewhere more vibrant. A few even suggested bringing future summer games to places like South Africa or Jakarta, where the passion is off the charts. One particularly funny reaction described Arsenal as the same old team rolling on the floor after being touched by by a breeze. Another dubbed their performance typical Arsenal, an own goal and a pen. But regardless of the shade, even critics had to admit it was an entertaining match. So, what did we learn from Arsenal versus Newcastle? Max Dowman is clearly one to watch. Merino might just be the midfield maestro Arsenal needed, and while fans are divided over some moments, the passion, excitement, and chaos of this game prove one thing: football is back, and it's going to be a wild ride. Whether you loved the goals, laughed at the own goal, or cringed at the dive, this match gave everyone something to talk about. And now, we want to hear from you. What did you think of the game? Should Dowman start more matches? Is Gyökeres the striker Arsenal needed? Was it really a penalty? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe,